Warning, this video may contain spoilers. What if she had given up on dancing completely? Bridgerton star Simone Ashley was kicked out of drama school for failing dance. Can you believe it? Netflix has paused filming as news of Queen Elizabeth II's passing settles into the world, and another Japanese project has been greenlit by Netflix. After that, you'll have to wait and see. Let's get going. First up, Bridgerton star Simone Ashley was kicked out of drama school for failing dance. Even though only 2 seasons of Bridgerton have aired so far, we have already been promised adaptations of 2 other books of the original book series. And with all the success the show's been having, it's unlikely the other 4 won't get a turn. The blend of modern music and a classical style in a period piece, which makes for deliciously choreographed dancing, is one of the things that make Bridgerton such a delight to watch. But for one of the cast members, the dancing is exactly why she almost didn't take part. Simone Ashley, who portrays the lovely Kate Sharma, actually got kicked out of drama school because she was deemed too bad at dancing to ever succeed. Ashley said in a behind-the-scenes interview with Shondaland that failing dance caused her to never really dance again until she was cast for Bridgerton, where she had no choice but to take up classical dancing. Jack Murphy, who's Bridgerton's choreographer, uplifted me to gain my self-esteem and confidence, and it shows. As for Murphy himself, he calls Ashley sophisticated and a beauty. Neither we nor Murphy understand why Ashley was kicked out of drama school for failing dance. There's absolutely no proof in Bridgerton she has trouble with classical dance at all, at least. Next, Netflix has paused filming for The Crown after Queen Elizabeth II dies. Netflix's The Crown has been wildly successful, and production for season 6 is well on its way. But after the announcement from Buckingham Palace that Queen Elizabeth has passed away on the 8th of September 2022, Netflix decided to put work down out of respect for the Queen. The Crown tells a romanticized version of the life of Elizabeth II from the moment of her uncle's abdication of the throne, which era was portrayed by the lovely Claire Foy. After that, Olivia Colman stepped up to portray the Queen, and most recently we found Imelda Staunton take up the heavy mantle. Elizabeth II was never meant to sit the throne, but the universe placed her there anyway in 1952. But no one could have predicted that Queen Elizabeth would go on to reign for such an amazingly long time, more than 70 years, and how much strength and perseverance was hidden in the young woman that found herself ruling England on a much too young stage. The death of the Queen comes ahead of the 5th season of The Crown, a show which the Queen herself was said to enjoy as well, and is scheduled to be released on Netflix in November 2022. Details have remained quiet thus far, but the consensus seems to be that we're about to watch the 90s, which is when Princess Diana tragically passed. Production for The Crown will also be postponed for the day of the funeral, which will be on the 18th of September 2022. And now, Netflix has greenlit the Japanese series House of Ninja. Netflix has greenlit yet another Japanese series, which makes the prospect of Netflix producing more Japanese content ever more promising. The newly announced series will follow the story of the Tawara family. The Tawara family are the last remaining true ninja family, but they abandoned their roots after an unfortunate incident. Now, Japan is facing its greatest crisis in history, which threatens to shake the nation to its very core, and for the Tawara family, there's nothing left to do but take on that challenge. House of Ninja is coming from Dave Boyle, who is also behind Man from Reno. The series, based on a story by Takafumi Imai, Kinto Kaku, and Yoshiaki Murao, is scheduled for release in 2024. Netflix has promised earlier they're looking to deepen its roots in Japan, and in March Netflix announced they had obtained a long-term lease on a studio space in Tokyo, which will be used for local productions. In September of 2021, Netflix also set up a creators lounge to embed it with more animation, complete with an artist in residence. Sounds like there's a whole lot more content coming from Japan soon. Are you excited about this as well? Well, you've made it this far. Want to know what else is coming up? Netflix has confirmed they will deviate from the source material for One Piece. The Watcher just released a very smart teaser, and Last Seen Alive is coming to Netflix in October. And without further ado, we'll start with Netflix confirming they will deviate from the source material for One Piece. Netflix has wrapped filming on the live-action adaptation of One Piece, so there's no going back now. Nicole Hirsch-Whitaker, the wonderful cinematographer that has been tapped to work on the upcoming series, is looking to adapt the East Blue Saga, which is from the earliest adventures of Luffy and his crew in the manga and anime of One Piece. It took Ishiro Oda literal decades to flesh out the universe of the Grand Line, so hopefully it will be some peace of mind for fans to know that Whitaker really is all in on this project. He watched over 1,000 episodes of One Piece's anime to help him get a better understanding of the mind-bending universe, but it should be clear both director and Whitaker have a clear intention in mind when it comes to the adaptation, and that is to bring viewers a story that will reach them. This means it's simply impossible to make a complete carbon copy of the anime. There will always be critics critics, so the most important thing will be to get to the heart of it, and that will always be the story. In the end, if the story isn't right, there's nothing really you can do that will bring people back around. Netflix already let us in on some of the names that will be featured in the upcoming One Piece live-action adaptation, but we have yet to see any real representation of what we can expect of the project. Do you have high expectations for the adaptation? Following, take a tour in The Watcher in this smart teaser for the new limited series. Well, if this isn't an interesting way to tease your new limited series, Netflix has decided to take the HGTV approach to its upcoming horror series The Watcher, treating us with a virtual tour of the $3 million house on 657 Boulevard, which is also known as the home that was stalked by The Watcher. As a real estate agent, we have Karen Calhoun, who you'll recognize from the recently released The White Lotus, playing Jennifer Coolidge, giving us the full tour of the hard-to-miss four-room property. But what is subtly left out of the story is what comes with this lovely house. Just like the real-life story about a New Jersey home that was the inspiration of this whole series, is the fact that the house is tracked by a voyeur who has been dubbed The Watcher, which is previously also where the series has gotten its title from. The Watcher is being produced by Ryan Murphy, and although 657 Boulevard was the actual address of the original story, the series puts a fictitious spin on the mystery, which remains unsolved until this day. Naomi Watts and Bobby Cannavale will be starring as the Brannocks, a happy couple who bought themselves their New Jersey dream house. That is, until the threatening letters arrived demanding they give the blood of their children and other unspeakable things. The limited series is scheduled to be dropped in the fall of 2022, so keep your eyes open for this release. And now, Last Seen Alive, starring Gerard Butler, coming to Netflix in 2022. Netflix US will soon have access to a new movie featuring Gerard Butler, Last Seen Alive. The movie, directed by Brian Goodman, got a limited theatrical release earlier in 2022 and is coming to Netflix on the 1st of October 2022. Last Seen Alive follows the story of Will Spann, portrayed by Gerard Butler, who is on his way to dropping off his soon-to-be wife when she mysteriously disappears from the gas station they've stopped at. Will frantically approach the local sheriff as the attempt to find his wife becomes increasingly more desperate. With the clock ticking, Spann finds himself under suspicion by police and has to take matters into his own hands, a journey that will take him into the town's underbelly as he runs from the authorities in his race against time to save his wife. While the movie only saw a limited theatrical release, the critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes is an abysmal 13%, with the Radio Times concluding its story is rather generic. Nonetheless, it will be available to watch in the United States from the moment Halloween season officially starts. Will you give Last Seen Alive a go? And that's it for this one. Why do you think Simone Ashley couldn't dance in drama school but is doing great now? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching.